All right, so welcome to another deep dive. And today we're going to take you back to 1962
Oh, wow.
to Alcatraz,
Okay.
the rock, right? This is supposedly inescapable island prison.
Yeah.
Our sources for this deep dive are fascinating. We've got official FBI records, historical accounts, investigative reports, all shedding light on this crazy story, the infamous Alcatraz escape.
Yeah.
And we're going to explore all the details of how they even planned it.
Right.
Meticulous planning, the investigation that happened afterward. But really the question we're grappling with here is, did they make it or not?
Yay.
And by the end of this deep dive,
Okay.
you can decide for yourself.
Sounds good.
What do you think about Alcatraz? What's your take on it?
Oh, man. Alcatraz, it really was designed to be like the ultimate symbol of, American law enforcement cracking down on organized crime. Like, just picture it, right? We're talking the era of Al Capone.
Oh, yeah.
And they put him there, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, the island's isolated, completely surrounded by those rough, cold waters of San Francisco Bay.
Right.
And then on top of that, they redesigned it in 1934. Tougher iron bars, strategic guard towers, you name it.
Right.
They did everything they could to make sure nobody got out.
Yeah, it sounds pretty inescapable.
Yeah, they made escape seem virtually impossible. You know what I mean?
Totally.
But
But
you always have those that try.
3 inmates, Frank Morris,
Right.
and brothers John and Clarence Anglin,
Yeah.
they were like,
They decided to try it.
they were not messing around. They had a history
Yeah.
of challenging confinement,
That's right.
even escaping from other prisons before.
Exactly. These guys were not just petty criminals looking for a quick way out.
Right.
I mean,
They were pros.
professionals, yeah.
Yeah.
So Frank Morris, considered to be the mastermind of the group.
Okay.
The guy had an IQ of 133,
Wow.
which puts him like in the top 2% of intelligence.
Yeah. Is a smart guy?
Yeah, and he had a history of like bank robberies, burglaries, but his real talent, it seemed like, was for escaping from prison. So that's what landed him in Alcatraz in 1960.
Makes sense. So this escape, right?
Yeah.
Like how methodical they were is unbelievable.
Oh, absolutely.
They used everyday items to their advantage.
Like MacGyver.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so they actually started working on this plan back in December 1961.
Oh, wow.
So they were in there a while
Yeah.
before they even, started this whole thing.
Huh.
And they started slowly widening the ventilation ducts
Okay.
under their sinks using like discarded saw blades,
Really?
metal spoons.
Wow.
And get this, they even made a drill
Oh my God.
from a broken vacuum cleaner motor.
What?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so they were very resourceful,
That's
to
amazing.
say the least.
Yeah.
And then to hide what they were doing, they used painted cardboard,
Smart.
so it blended in.
Yeah.
And then Morris would play his accordion to like cover up the noise.
Oh, that's smart.
So nobody would suspect anything.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
Wow, they were resourceful, but
Yeah.
escaping their cells was only the first step.
Right.
Well,
Exactly, because they still had to figure out how to get out of the building.
yeah. How did they do that?
Well, behind their cells, they found this unguarded utility corridor
Yeah.
that like led to this vacant top level, and they turned it into their secret workshop.
No way.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, right under the noses of the guards.
They built a workshop.
A workshop.
What did they make in there?
Okay, so get this.
Yeah.
They made life preservers
Oh,
using a design they found in Popular Mechanics magazine.
What?
I know.
That's awesome.
And then a raft.
Okay.
They stitched together over 50 raincoats
Rough?
and sealed it with liquid plastic
Uh-huh.
using heat from the steam pipes.
That's smart.
They made wooden paddles.
Wow.
They converted another musical instrument into a tool to inflate the raft.
Wow.
And they even, Frank Morris was a genius, clearly, to be able to orchestrate all this.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, but like what about the guards? How'd they get past them?
Okay, so this is where it gets a little creepy.
Okay.
They made these really lifelike dummy heads.
What?
Yeah.
How?
They used soap, toothpaste, concrete dust, toilet paper paint, even real hair
Oh my God.
from the barbershop floor.
That's creepy.
And they put those in their beds to fool the guards.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the stage is set June 11, 1962.
Yeah.
Months of planning.
Right.
About to pay off.
Supposedly, but
Yeah.
there was this crazy twist.
What happened?
Alan West,
Okay.
who was the fourth man on this plan,
Mm-hmm.
he hit a snag.
Oh no.
The cement he used to widen his ventilation duct hardened and he got trapped. So he was stuck
Yeah.
while Morris and the Anglin brothers continued without him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So even after that,
Yeah.
Morris and the Anglins, they still went for it.
They did. They climbed through that ventilation shaft,
Wow.
got to the roof, slid down a 50-foot kitchen vent pipe, climbed over, I think, a couple 12-foot barbed wire fences.
Oh my God.
And then snuck to the northeast shore. Yeah. And around 10 p.m. that night,
Yeah.
they launched their little raft
Okay.
into the icy waters of San Francisco Bay
Wow.
and aimed for Angel Island,
Uh-huh.
which is about 2 miles away.
Okay.
And then silence.
Wow, they just vanished
Vanished.
into the night.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's the story so far.
Yeah. What happened next?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about next time.
Oh, okay. I can't wait.
Stay tuned.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
It's going to be good.
I can only imagine what it was like the next morning
Oh, yeah.
when the guards realized
It must have been chaos.
that they were gone.
Especially with those dummy heads.
Oh my gosh, those dummy heads. I mean,
That's crazy.
it's so simple but so effective.
so effective.
It bought them a lot of time.
It really did.
I mean, they
Yeah.
really understood the prison's routines.
Oh, totally. So once the alarm was raised, what happened? Well, they launched this huge search effort.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they had the Coast Guard out there with cutters and helicopters
Oh.
combing the bay.
They went all out.
For 10 days, they searched.
And did they find anything?
Yeah, well, the bay's pretty rough,
Oh, yeah.
and the currents are strong, so finding anything would be a miracle.
Yeah.
But they did find some interesting stuff.
What'd they find?
Well, near Angel Island, they found a paddle
Okay.
that they think belonged to the escapees,
Mm-hmm.
and then a wallet washed ashore.
A wallet. Wow.
Yeah, it was one of the Anglin brothers,
Oh, wow.
and it was wrapped in plastic.
Really?
Yeah, and inside were photographs of loved ones.
That's so sad.
I know, it's a reminder that these were real people,
Yeah.
families.
It's easy to forget that they had lives outside of prison.
Exactly.
That's a really good point. So they found the paddle and the wallet. What else?
They also found shreds of raincoat material,
Oh, okay.
probably from the raft,
So,
and a life vest. Wow.
washed up on a nearby beach.
So there's proof they got into the water.
Right.
But what did the FBI conclude?
Right.
Did they think they drowned?
After a 17-year investigation,
Wow.
the FBI concluded that the men most likely drowned.
Really?
Yeah.
But why wouldn't they have found the bodies?
Well, that's the big mystery. And that's
Yeah.
what keeps people speculating.
Yeah.
You know, a month after the escape, a Norwegian ship reported a body
Really?
floating near the Golden Gate Bridge,
Wow.
but they didn't recover it.
Oh my gosh.
So no one knows if it was one of them.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So a lot of theories have emerged over the years.
Like what?
Well, some people think they were picked up by a boat
Oh, yeah.
waiting in the bay,
That makes sense.
and others think they made it to South America,
Really?
started new lives.
I've also heard about postcards
Oh, yeah.
sent by the Anglin brothers
Right.
to their family.
That's right.
And didn't they maybe even attend their mother's funeral in disguise? Some people say that,
Wow.
but none of that has been confirmed.
Right.
It's just speculation.
Yeah, but it's so interesting.
Fun to think about.
Yeah,
Right.
totally. But it's frustrating, too.
Yeah.
Because we want answers.
We want to know what happened.
Yeah. But even if we never know for sure,
Yeah.
this story has a powerful legacy.
It does.
Right.
This escape
It's crazy.
became a cultural phenomenon.
I mean, it really
Mhm.
makes you wonder, could they have actually done it?
It challenged the whole idea
Yeah.
of Alcatraz as being impenetrable.
Yeah.
You know?
Uh-huh.
3 guys using their brains,
Yeah.
their resourcefulness,
The grit?
determination
Yeah.
to maybe outsmart this system and
Yeah.
capture everyone's imagination.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it must have impacted Alcatraz itself.
It did, for sure.
Did right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It closed down.
Well, it closed down a year later in 1963.
Yeah.
And the escape definitely played a role in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It exposed vulnerabilities
Yeah.
in the prison security.
And it went from this place of
Yeah, it went from like
confinement,
ultimate confinement to
Yeah.
like
where the impossible
a monument to human ingenuity.
was attempted.
Yeah.
It's crazy what one event
Right.
can do.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing. And to this day,
I know.
the U.S. Marshal Service,
Yeah.
they're still looking for these guys.
I know. It's amazing.
Even though they'd be super old by now.
Right? It would be.
It's wild.
But the case is technically still open.
Wow.
The mystery lives on.
So I have to ask you,
Yeah.
what do you think happened?
Oh, man.
What's your gut feeling?
That's the question, right?
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I mean, on the one hand,
Yeah.
surviving those waters, especially with what they had,
Right.
it just doesn't seem possible.
Yeah.
But they were such meticulous planners.
They were.
And they had defied the odds before. And the fact that no bodies were found,
Yeah.
it leaves that possibility open.
It really does.
It's a slim possibility,
Yeah.
but it's still there.
And I think that's what's so fascinating about this case.
It's the not knowing.
The not knowing.
So it keeps us coming back.
Exactly.
For more.
We want answers.
We do.
But maybe the mystery is the real draw.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
The possibility that they might have pulled it off.
Exactly.
It's just too good to ignore.
It's a great story.
It really is. You know, it's funny.
What's that?
It's like sometimes not knowing,
Yeah.
the answer is more powerful
Right.
than actually knowing the truth.
Absolutely. I think, this case really shows
Yeah,
how a good mystery can grab people's attention
totally.
and hold on to it for generations.
Yeah, and it becomes bigger than the crime itself.
Exactly. It's about the human spirit,
Yeah.
the ingenuity,
Yeah.
the will to be free no matter what.
And it changed things.
It did for sure.
Like prison design, security protocols,
Right.
and obviously Alcatraz itself,
Big time.
like we were talking about.
Yeah.
It went from this symbol of
It's crazy to think.
confinement.
Yeah. What if the escape had never happened?
Yeah.
Would they have closed it down?
Right.
Would it still be this,
Yeah.
iconic place?
It's crazy. And to think the U.S. Marshals are still technically looking for them,
I know.
these guys would be ancient.
They would be so old.
Yeah.
But officially, the case is still open.
It's wild.
It is.
So after all of this,
Yeah.
what do you think happened to Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers?
Oh, man, that's the million-dollar question, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's been captivating people for decades.
Yeah.
And we may never know for sure.
Yeah.
But that's part of what makes it so fascinating.
It is.
You
Yeah.
get to keep thinking about the possibilities.
Yeah.
Looking at the evidence.
And coming up with our own conclusions.
Right. It's all about the journey.
Exactly. And that's what we're asking you to do.
Yeah. What do you think?
What do you think happened?
Did they make it?
Did they perish?
Or did they somehow pull off the impossible?
Yeah.
It's a question that's been debated for years.
Yeah. And there's really no right answer.
No, but it's fun to think about.
It is.
And that's what makes it so intriguing.
And that is our deep dive into the great Alcatraz escape.
I hope you enjoyed it.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We really tried to explore all the angles.
All the different sides of the story.
The history, the ingenuity,
The mystery.
the mystery.
Yeah.
We hope we've kind of sparked your curiosity
Yeah, go out there and
to learn more
get digging.
about this fascinating story.
Yeah, because the best part of a mystery like this is exploring it.
Totally.
Thinking about the evidence and the different perspectives.
It's all about the journey.
Yeah, the journey.
So keep questioning,
Exploring.
and most
Yeah.
importantly, keep the spirit of discovery alive.
Absolutely.
Till next time,
Keep diving deep.
keep diving deep. Take